Welcome back to the Puddin' Creek Rod Shop. Now, as you can see, I'm just getting started on cleaning up the transmission for the bad Coupe, but that's just a tiny little part of today's episode. On today's episode, we've got some friends stopping by the shop for a little shop tour, and we'll let you guys tag along for that too. And then later on, we head out on another hot rod adventure. Rumor has it there might even be a peanut butter milkshake involved in this one. Also on today's episode, we've got more updates on the history of the bad Coupe from John Lackner, the original builder of the car, and we've got an update on another one of our project cars, the 1940 Mercury Coupe. So make yourself the world's largest cup of hot coffee, settle into your favorite chair, and let's get it started. Now, according to the numbers on this transmission, it is a T10 transmission, not a Super T10, just the regular T10. Now, I'm really anxious to pop this side cover off and to see what shape the gears are in, if any of the gear teeth are chipped, or if any of the synchronizers are worn or chipped. I was just starting to inspect this transmission when I heard a knock on the shop door.
About that chrome-plated oil can there. See that?
Yeah, that's an old trophy.
That's not. Is it a trophy?
It's an old,
very nice. Is it a racing trophy?
1968.
Oh, wow.
It's like a soapbox, I think. That goes.
Really? Oh, really?
Isn't it?
Old can dirt.
I'll be done.
I got something out there that might go with that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you do.
And that's an actual Eagle oil can, and they've sent it off and had it chrome plated for the trophy. That's the reason I bought it. I thought that was
It's
cool.
very cool. Yeah, I'd
She
have bought that
said,
in a heartbeat.
what did we pay for that? Just a little bit, it wasn't much. And she said,
$20.
why would you buy
Wow.
that piece of junk? And we
Wow,
walked about
that's not
100
good.
feet, and the guy tried to buy it back from him before he even got to the car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I wonder if he sent that out to the Kirby vacuum cleaner print.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's the funniest story about that guy taking that stuff to work.
Well, yeah, come on up here. I'll show you that car that the Kirby vacuum cleaner store.
I like this right here.
Well, I do too. I've not seen that one.
That one's not been on the channel much.
Yeah, I don't think
That was just an original Model A. And a guy, he was a mayor of a town, a little bitty town over in North Carolina. He didn't know anything about cars. He just enjoyed it. And he quit driving it, parked it, and it hadn't ran for 3 or 4 years. He decided instead of paying somebody to get it running, he'd just sell it. So I bought it,
Yeah.
lowered the front end,
Really nice.
put 40 Ford wheels on it,
Mhm.
big and little tires.
Oh, wow. Yeah, those look great on that.
And,
Is it a flat end?
No, it's just the original four-banger.
Oh.
I mean, it's flathead, but just the four-banger.
Yeah, okay.
And then I took the original covers off the seats, and you know, they were like originally big, fluffy, tall, and
Yeah, real big.
but you need to get down in it for a hot rod, so I made them real thin and then put the original cover back on it. See how thin I made it? It's all new foam instead of springs.
Really nice.
And I thinned this up so it gets you some leg room strip
Right,
right.
yeah.
That's all I've done to it so far. I'm going to chop the windshield, and I still got to lower the back.
Uh-huh.
I've got several things I'm going to do to it still.
How would you chop it?
Just about where you got your fingers. I'll just chop it out there and
Just section it.
split it and spread it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
put it
yeah,
back
yeah,
together.
okay.
You just need to widen this out to meet
Right.
this. I probably split them both and close that up a little and widen this one a little and just see weld them back together. Be pretty easy. A lot of guys will slant the post back and give the racer a little bit. I kind of like them straight up and down.
Yeah. And this thing came out nice.
Yeah. Still got to do a little hand polish on it.
Yeah.
but all
Hey, don't be touching that.
all the machine polish is good. We think the Nerf bar back here was left over from a 50 style hot rod. But you know, this wasn't really 1970 style, that would have been more 1950s. So we're assuming that was probably on it when he found it and started building it into a 1970s hot rod. We don't know that for a fact. But
Yeah.
it had been a hot rod before he got it. It was already chopped and channeled when he found it and started building it into this.
It's weird to see it on TV
Yeah.
and then now see it in person.
I'm sure it is. This is a 36 Ford with a 1940 Mercury dash that they customized and put in. And I made this dash insert, but
And the Lincoln steering wheel.
Lincoln steering wheel. But that's all the gauge cluster there. That's all 1940 Mercury factory.
Wow. Looks like new.
I put new floors in that side of it there a couple of years ago, and I still got to do some work on the floors on this side.
Yeah, I just saw this one where it was, one day this week where you bought this one at that auction, yeah. Huh?
It's been dropped in the front about 2 inches. It's got a Lincoln Zephyr front bumper. It's got 39 Packard headlights on it. It's got a 40 Mercury front bumper turned upside down on the back.
On the back.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of custom touches on it.
It does.
All done in the 50s.
And you just gonna leave the patina just like
I'll
it
leave it
is?
just like it is.
Would you put clear over that, anything like that?
I don't like the clear because it takes away the natural look.
Okay.
And I figure you're not really gonna have these cars out in the rain. I mean, you know, unless you get caught in the
Right.
rain, which wouldn't kill it anyway.
Yeah.
I would think that these fender skirts gotta be rare.
Well, I don't know.
Do you think they're homemade or?
No, they're not homemade.
They're
They're,
not?
they're factory.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty rare.
And then it's got 1940 Studebaker tail lights on it.
Uh-huh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it's
So
got,
cool.
I think, 52 Chevy license plate lights, I believe, if I remember correctly. But somebody put a lot of work into this in the 50s. And you see the tag on when we found it, had this tag on it, was 57.
57.
Flathead's a little more work, and main problem with it is they want to overheat. That's the
Yeah.
biggest problem, especially the old ones that hadn't been rebuilt. You know, they're got rust inside of them, and they're issues. But nothing sounds like a flathead, especially if you put Porter mufflers on it. Man, that sounds great. Or Schmitty's, but Porters
Yeah.
really sound good. But this car, her and I, when I first got it running, we took it just down the road a half a mile and right back. I didn't have any floors in it or anything, you know. We're seeing the road go by under us, but even with that 85 horsepower engine, it felt like you're doing 100, you know. When you're in a little coupe like that, it just feels like you're flying, even though you're not really going that fast.
Yeah.
We brought this back from Alabama, and when we got it, it didn't run, it didn't drive. The brakes were completely shot. The brake fluid had crystallized in the master cylinder, and in the lines, it was like lacquer paint that had dried. It was just
Oh,
flaky
wow.
and dry, which I've never seen
You just
before.
been sitting around for a long time.
It'd been sitting for
Was
decades.
this engine in it?
It was in there, but it wasn't running.
Uh-huh.
And,
Sure looks good now,
I
man.
ran all new brake lines, new master cylinder, new wheel cylinders, got the engine running, and had the radiator redone. That's an old Walker radiator, but one from the 1970s. Check out the trunk in this, back in the, you gotta remember, this was built probably in the early to mid 70s. So that was kind of during the arts and crafts period. The guy that owned this, he did all this. I didn't do this, but he did all the woodwork and
Wow.
Lady Luck carved out in wood, and he did the wrenches on the side there. Now, when I found it, it was all cobwebs and dirt and mouse droppings, and the wrenches were falling off. All the elastic had lost its. I redid all of it, but that's the way the guy had it. And he had an old Sears 70s battery in there. Of course, I had to replace that, but that's the way the guy had did it in the 1970s.
Were these wheels on it?
No, I put the ones over there that you were looking at, the Keystones were on
came
it. Yeah,
They were on it when you bought it?
when I
Okay,
bought it,
okay.
yeah.
And what kind of wheels are these?
These are true spokes, and
True spokes?
they're date coded 1976. So
Oh,
I tried to put everything period correct back on
Yeah.
this car. So everything that's on it
is on it from the 70s or it is 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, other than hoses and belts and
Right, right.
stuff that you have to
Yeah,
get
stuff you have
tires.
to change, yeah.
Right.
But I've not seen anybody else that does cars the way you do them, like trying to keep them original, the way they were initially
The way
built
they were built,
back in the
yeah.
day, as opposed to being restored to factory brand new.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's
like what most people do.
everybody does in different ways.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people do period correct cars.
Yeah.
But they do period correct cars like 40s or 30s or
Right.
50s.
Right.
Not too many are doing period correct 70s cars. Matter of fact, most people don't even care about 70s cars. But to me, to build them back to that 70s era, just like just like we're doing with the bad coupe, that's pretty cool. You know, to keep everything period correct.
Yeah.
So, did this ever make the show circuit?
Not that we know of, no. It was just a local hot rod, and like I say, the guy probably painted it his basement or his garage or his driveway. You can see the paint job's not that great. but
Probably a lot of them was done that way.
yeah, he probably took it to a rod run and got somebody to stripe it because the striping's really good.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's just an old home built hot rod, but he did a good
Now,
job.
He wants.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
All right.
all this stuff is stuff I've had in my garage.
Okay.
If there's stuff in there that you think that you don't want, don't take it.
Okay.
Or
But
throw it over the ravine.
Yeah, that's what I said. Throw it on the ravine.
Everybody wants to know where the ravine is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good gracious, you got a carload.
I brought this to a woman. I don't know whether she might
Looky
need it,
there. Looky there.
Well, thank you.
like
Okay.
the kitchen.
That's
or
pretty
something.
neat. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, we
It's
had it
nice.
for a while.
Keep your cash in that thing.
Yeah, put your
Put your milk money in there, kid.
yeah milk money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's
That's
that.
pretty complicated to me.
Oh, yeah.
These signs I've had for
You've had those for 35 or 40 years.
yeah
I'm
yeah.
sure.
That's a great
Gentleman that we went to church with.
1951.
The gentleman that we went to church with, he was a sales rep for Bailey's Coffee.
Right.
I went over to his house one day. He was talking about having some signs, and I said, "Well, I need to come over and look at them." And so I went over there, and he had I don't know how many. And
Did you have a bunch like that?
Yeah. And
Because I had one.
I know I gave you one.
I know, that's what I mean. I had one. You
And
had that
I
one.
talked him out of 2 of those and 2 of these.
Oh, yeah.
And then I gave Doug one of those, and then I made one for my daughter, and we put it on distressed wood,
Right,
and she hung it up in her house for a while.
Oh, okay.
But I thought you might be interested in those.
Cool. So did you decide what you wanted for him?
Well, we can talk here, and once we get everything.
I have to get a loan to buy
You
these.
may have
I don't
to.
know.
You may have to. I don't
Those are
know.
nice looking signs.
Now, I'm gonna show you this, and this is another one of those things, but I don't. I'm familiar with
The Handy Button Machine Company, Chicago.
Got a year on it anywhere? Andy Jr.
It's the Handy Junior model. But I don't see a year.
Well, they didn't put the date on it.
All right, yeah, that's cool. Thank you very much.
Another guy that we went to church with in Georgia, he was a sales rep for hardware and stuff like that.
Right.
And he wound up retiring. He had a bunch of stuff in his house, and he was having to move. And I went over there, and I made him an offer on everything that he had. He had taps and dies and drill bits and all kinds of stuff.
Yes, we'll put all that to work. Thank you very much.
Gosh, I feel like we went to Hershey today.
Yeah, you saved a trip to Hershey, didn't you?
There's a pedestal.
Put a buffing wheel on that.
Well, I got a stand for his buffing.
Oh, you do?
He got everything
He
in there.
did. He loaded up, didn't he?
I tell you what, this
I
is
didn't
like
know he
Christmas.
brought all this stuff.
I didn't know he was bringing all that.
I hope you like this, because I love this. I've had this for a while, and I never got around to doing something with it, but I felt like you were.
That's not a dead body in there.
Looks heavy, don't it?
It does.
Wow.
Gear pedals. And you probably would have to put something, make it a little bit better.
What about that?
Let's put a mailbox on that bad boy.
And I saw the video the other day of you buffing. You got your buffing wheel on that.
In a vise, yeah.
And I thought that might put a
make
plate.
a good stand, wouldn't it?
Put a plate, weld a plate on top of that. Put some holes in it and put your buffer. But like I said, you might have to put a.
Well, we may have to make a project out of that. The Bill Boone buffer stand. That might be the name of the video.
Absolutely, yeah.
Only a hot rod shop would have a buffer stand like that.
That's right.
I wonder what that came out of, Bill.
I have no idea. It's probably an old truck rear end.
Yeah. So you watch for that video, the Bill Boone
I can't
steampunk
wait.
buffer stand project.
Coffee sign project. Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
This is some of that stuff I got from that guy. These are all new.
Yeah. We use those all the time.
And got some oil
Okay.
cans.
It's not chrome, but it's nice.
I have a lot of hot rod books, but I don't have any of those.
I figure you probably wouldn't even fool with these since you know how to build a hot rod.
No way. I'm still learning every day, Bill.
He could write the books.
Well,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, there may be one nibbit of something in there that you can.
I'm still learning just like everybody else.
So, you wanna
Put that back in there, yeah.
hey, I told him this is for you. At Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
You got Santa Claus in the 32. Or, no, it may have been the, there's another magazine
Hot
in
rods,
here.
what are they? I can't-
Yeah, these are all hot rods.
Yeah, those are great.
There's some
What years are those?
duplicates. Late 50s, early 60s.
I've got a bunch of those too. I need to look and see if any of your cars are in
You
it.
know, they're good reference and look back on. And
We'll always take 1950s hot rod magazines.
yeah, there's Motor Trends in there, a little bit of Motor Trend and some other.
So have you had these since the 50s?
No,
Okay,
I
you
got
just
them from
accumulated.
my father-in-law probably about 15 or 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I've had them ever since and just gone through them and stuff. So.
All right, fantastic.
Well, good night, nurse. Our buddy Bill brought a whole carload of stuff. We thought he was just coming for a nice friendly visit, but he brought enough stuff to restock the whole shop. Now, if you stay around to the very end of the video, we'll do an unboxing and we'll show you everything that Bill brought. Now, you guys hear the bluegrass music playing, and you see the beautiful East Tennessee countryside going by the window, and you know what that means. We're on our way to a hot rod adventure. Well, you might call this one a mini hot rod adventure, and you'll see what I mean by mini when we get there shortly.
We haven't hung them up yet. We've been holding them up, picking the spot for them.
Well, good.
Like them even more now. We got them.
But that's the first thing I thought of. You were putting that manifold and carbs on that rocket engine you had in your garage.
Yeah.
That was super. Had a good time.
I was telling Doug earlier, you know, Taylor Swift's got the Swifties.
Yeah.
We're going to be the Creepsters.
The Pudding Creekers.
Let's look at your car.
Yeah,
I want you to tell us about it.
Check it out.
Now, I wanted you guys to be able to hear Bill tell you just exactly how he built this traditional styled 32 Roadster, but there was a lot of loud conversations going on around us and in the building in general, and this building was large and had a lot of reverb and echo, and so the sound quality just wasn't good enough to do that. So I'm going to have to tell you what Bill told me. Bill said he made the taillight housings out of buttons, and then he went to a hobby shop and he found some clear red lens material, but the lens material was flat, and he wanted a radius on it like a real taillight lens, so he cut the pieces out round and he glued them to a wood dowel, and he chucked that dowel up in his drill, and he sanded a radius on the red taillight lenses and then polished them back out so they look like real hot rod taillights. The steering wheel was an early Ford banjo wheel, but that was not part of the original kit. That was an aftermarket part. The original kit that Bill started with is what they call the Big Deuce kit. It's been around since the 60s and keeps getting reissued, but this started out as the Big Deuce kit, and then Bill added carpet, and as we go through here I'll tell you, but a lot of other modifications to the original kit. Now, Bill had to break out some metalworking skills to make the inside door pulls. You see, he made those out of finish nails, and he also made the column shifter out of a different size finish nail, and also the turn signal stem. The Big 32 kit, or the Big Deuce kit, comes with a standard 32 dash, so that would have the oval-shaped dash insert, just like an original 32 Ford. But Bill took that and he filled it, and then he sanded it and smoothed it out, and then he used some small metal rings to make his own aftermarket gauges, and he used decals to make the gauge faces. He said there's a guy online that prints these decals and sells them for any scale, size, model. Now, just like any good hot rodder would, Bill had to chop the windshield, and he also had to chop the top, of course, to match the chopped windshield. And he told me that with the top on and it being chopped and a chopped windshield, that was his favorite look of the car overall. It's kind of mean and aggressive looking that way. The engine that's in it came with a model kit, but Bill modified it to make it look more realistic. He used a black rubber band for a fan belt, and he used some real small miniature wire and made actual plug wires. He modified the breather. He painted the air cleaners. They were chrome, and he wanted those to be black. Bill said, as a matter of fact, a lot of the suspension parts in this kit come already chromed, but he wanted a traditional style Roadster, so he got rid of the chrome and painted a lot of the suspension and chassis parts black to look more traditional. Now, I noticed the car had 40 Ford hubcaps, and I asked Bill about those, if they were in the original kit that he bought, and he said they were not. They were in another kit. He said Monogram made a 32 kit, and also Revell made a 32 kit. So these caps came out of a different kit. Now, you guys know if there's an Impala anywhere around, the little woman's taking the camera straight to the Impala. It doesn't matter if it's full size or miniature. It's really cool.
Yeah.
The Krager's on it. That's the same tires that's on the bad coupe in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Exact same tires. Goodyear Blue Streaks. They even did a 1/25th scale blinker fluid machine. And the blinker fluid in the back of the car hauler too.
Thoroughly enjoy your YouTube.
Great, glad to do. What's your name?
What you doing? John Martin.
Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you.
Appreciate you watching. Are you building models or just looking?
Well, it's our club.
Oh, okay.
Put this on.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I've got stuff on our display table down at the end. It just got club stuff on it. I didn't enter anything because I'm a judge today.
I understand.
So
We didn't know anything about this, and our friend Bill told us about it, so we
yeah,
had to check
I've known
it
Bill
out.
for a little while now.
Yeah.
We talked about you.
Oh, okay.
Really enjoy your stuff.
Great. We appreciate
And
you
I hope to
watching.
see your cars for some of the shows and stuff.
We'll have them out. We'll get the bad cook done. It'll definitely be out.
Oh, I
So,
can't wait to see that. That's my kind of stuff.
we're putting all effort into it right now, so
Yeah.
trying to get it back on the road.
And I'm pretty old school.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, so-
we are too, so that's what we like.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. When I was a kid and we'd go in Kmart and look at the model kits, I'd go right past all the monsters and all that. I was only interested in the cars and just the early cars, just the street rods, basically. Now here's some Dan Woods cars. I'd mentioned Dan Woods in a video about 2 weeks ago, I think. I'd shown a couple of Dan Woods cars. That was a Dan Woods build, the milk truck. I guess that's actually the milk trike. That's a motorcycle takeoff version of it, isn't it? I think this is a kit my dad built. Pretty sure that's it.
Yeah, that's the 160.
He painted it orange though. I don't know why orange, but I've still got this one at home that he built.
I wish I'd known. I had that kid at the house. So
Did you?
Good to see you.
All right, we're just joking. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Let's get a peanut butter milkshake.
Small, medium, large, jumbo. Which size would you like?
Milkshake? Just a small is fine. I don't want to get,
Big as
give me a medium. I don't want to get diabetes.
think. Which is probably plenty. You want malt? Want to try malt?
No, I'll try a peanut butter milkshake.
Well, you put malt in a peanut butter
Mm,
milkshake.
I don't want to mess up my peanut butter milkshake.
You want cheese chipper?
Yep.
Okay, I want a cheese chipper, a sweet potato fry. I want a mini chipper.
You want cheese on it?
Yeah, I guess. And did I say a peanut butter milkshake? Medium you say, and I'll have a small banana. That's all.
All right, thanks.
We didn't get drinks. Did you want a drink? Oh look, I can first. Oh, they have a caramel apple pie milkshake.
Well, that sounds pretty good, but not as good as the peanut butter.
I need some payment.
2206.
And two half a tea, half and half, and an unsweet tea, please.
You want them all large? Yeah. Okay.
Here.
It's $28.97. Thank you.
You think it's going to be faster than the Purple Cow?
For sure. And better. Little Top has the best milkshakes.
Here you go.
Hey, can I get a couple of sweeteners? Like yellow, blue?
No 5 Splenda.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
What happened to 5 Splenda? The drinks for 2 people. Is there somebody else coming? Do we need all these drinks?
The milkshake is not a drink.
The milkshake's dessert. I'm gonna try the milkshake first. See where it lands on our scale of peanut butter milkshakes. Got a hair pocket in the bottom. Need a spoon for this.
Thick.
So thick it won't come up through the straw. Check that out. I can't even get any out. Weird.
Let it melt a minute.
It's delicious, but
that's the thickest milkshake I ever had. It's basically ice cream. You basically need a spoon, not a straw.
You're supposed to eat your food first.
All right, we'll get back to that. But it is delicious. It's almost like an ice cream cone. Sweet potato French fries. Cheese chipper. And you're saying to yourself, what in the world is a cheese chipper? Well, I'm about to show you. I got a machine in there that chips up ham. And then they grill the ham, I guess. And that right there is a cheese chipper. Look at the edges of that ham right there. I mean to tell you this is going to be some good eating. So is that like a mini hamburger? It's the size of a sausage biscuit. How do you describe that?
It's a mini chipper.
Is this the chipper you get when you're on a diet?
That would be the one.
And Splenda's.
Yeah, you have to make up for the milkshake.
And what flavor is that one?
Banana.
All right, try that little mini tiny fella there you got there.
Did you get me a picture?
What's the verdict?
It's the best milkshake ever.
Banana?
Mm-hmm. I know, it's strange, but it really is good.
You think a banana milkshake's better than a peanut butter milkshake?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever had their peanut butter milkshake.
Oh, well, there it is.
Sorry.
So where does that peanut butter milkshake rank on a scale between Purple Cow and the best one we ever had was up above Doug's Place?
Well, Doug's Place didn't have banana, and banana is my favorite.
Oh, so I'm talking about the peanut butter. Must be a close call.
Now, it's probably about this time in the video that you're saying Puddin' Creek. I thought this show was about building hot rods. Why in the world would you take us to a model car show? Well, I don't know about you guys, but the very first hot rods that I ever built, they didn't involve a welder. They were put together with this right here. And I sure didn't have any fancy paint guns or even an airbrush. They were painted with this right here. The very first model kit I ever built as a kid was this monogram kit right here. And the quality wasn't very good on my build, but my quality got substantially better quite fast. You guys leave in the comments, what was your very first model kit that you ever built? The next kit I built was the 37 Chevy Coupe kit, and I painted it yellow because that's the way it was shown on the side of the box, but I did not build it factory like it was shown on the side of the box. No sir, I wanted to make mine a gasser. I wanted that front end nose way up in the air, but I didn't have any extra model parts to pull from to modify the kit. So my dad, he suggested that I take wire cutters and I cut pieces off the sprue. That's the runners that hold all the individual pieces together, the scrap, you might say. Anyway, I cut pieces out of that, enough parts to make myself a straight axle and some extra suspension parts to get that nose up in the air. Now, when the little woman and I drove to Cleveland, Ohio to buy the bad coupe, and we got it rolled out of Don's shop, and we got it loaded on a trailer and strapped down, and then we climbed in the truck and we started easing out of Don's driveway with it. And eventually we got back out on the main road and then the interstate and kind of got settled in for the ride back home. The first thing the little woman said to me is, This car reminds me of a full life-size Hot Wheels car. Well, this got the gears inside my head spinning, both of them, gears that is. And I said to her, it does look like a full life-size Hot Wheels car, but what it really looks like to me is a full life-size car that I would have built from a model kit when I was a little kid back in the 1970s.
Up there first.
Can, yeah. There you want. We're gonna move that great crush and move it over center.
Excuse me down here.
Like that.
See.
Like this. All right, now it look good? Yeah. We're gonna measure that and put a center line or just eyeball it? Just eyeball it. Hard oak.
Now, I told you guys I've been exchanging emails with John Lackner, the original owner and builder of the Bad Coupe. I had told him that I wanted to replace the aftermarket chrome grill shell that was on the Bad Coupe when we found it with this original 1932 Ford grill shell that I've got on a sedan here in red primer, but I needed a paint code to be able to paint it to match the blue on the Bad Coupe, and he said, well, hold on, I might be able to help you with that. You see, John told me that he had written the paint code for the Bad Coupe inside of one of his old shop cabinets. Now, he said he didn't have that cabinet anymore, but he had given the cabinet to one of his sons years ago. And he told me he had just texted or called his son and asked him to go look in the cabinet and see if there was any chance that the paint code might still be in there. Well, a while later, I got another email from John, and what do you know was attached? These pictures of that old cabinet, and right there inside the cabinet, still written there just like it was back in the 1970s, the paint code for the Bad Coupe. Now, when I got that email, it just about blew my wig off. After 50 years, the paint code for the Bad Coupe is still written inside this old shop cabinet. And when John no longer had the shop, He didn't throw the cabinet away or scrap it out. He passed it down to his son, and his son still has the cabinet with all the old original stickers on it. Did you notice it has the Cal Custom decal on it, where John probably bought some of those Cal Custom parts brand new? But most of all, it still has the paint coat in it for the bad coupe. Unbelievable. In the next email I got from John, he casually mentioned that he never called that car the bad coupe. That happened later on after him. Now that was no big deal because we were under no assumption that he did name it the bad coupe. We really didn't know one way or another. But the next thing he said almost knocked me off my chair. He said, you know, the whole bad coupe thing, that's kind of like the Kirby Chrome thing. I don't know how they came up with that. Wait, what did he say? He doesn't know how they came up with that. What does that mean? I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I read that, my stomach got a little upset. I know I've been telling you guys for months that John Lackner's dad worked at the Kirby vacuum cleaner factory, and he took all these parts into work and had them chrome plated in Kirby's chrome plating department. So immediately I shot him an email back. John, in the Speed and Culture article, it said that your dad took all the car's speed parts to the Kirby factory and had them chrome plated in the Kirby plating department. Is this correct? Is there any cool or funny stories associated with getting the parts chromed? While waiting for John to respond, I was as nervous as a grasshopper in a room full of rocking chairs. I'm not going to lie to you. So I decided to dig out that old issue of Speed and Culture magazine and reread that article and see if maybe I misread it or something. Well, here it is. You can read it for yourself. It says Lackner did not lack access to a chrome tank as his dad worked for the Kirby vacuum cleaner factory, so everything that could fit in their tanks got the dip treatment. That meant the headers, the huge side pipe exhaust system, sourced from a diesel shop, the tunnel ram intake, the carburetors, the Hilburn air scoop, alternator, and so many bits and bobs. Well, John got back to me really fast, and that's when he dropped the bombshell on me. The very first line of his return email, he put in bold letters, there was no plating tanks at the Kirby factory. John went on to say that Kirby vacuum cleaners were all die-cast aluminum and were highly polished to look like chrome. John went on to say that the Kirby factory had a large polishing department. They had belt sanding type machines that had emery belts on them, and that was the first stage of sanding down the die castings. And then he moved on to the large buffing wheels with compounds, and they were buffed out. And he said Kirby expected the housings to be perfect. They expected them to look like chrome when they were finished. Now, John told me he did take parts for the bad coupe into the buffing department. And he got the guys there in the buffing department to buff out a lot of the bigger parts and get them ready for chrome plating. And he said parts that they weren't able to do, or maybe small nicks and crannies that they couldn't get to with the big belts and the big buffing pads, he did those personally himself. He used an electric die grinder with different grits of emery on it, and then later on buffs and buffing compounds to buff out any recesses or places that Kirby buffing department couldn't do for him. All right, so then I asked the question, so who chrome plated the parts? And he told me all the parts were chrome plated by a company called Superior Plating. John told me Superior Plating is no longer in business. I guess they had problems with the EPA, but he said the best chrome plater back then and still yet today is still in business, and that company's called Custom Chrome Plating, located in Grafton, Ohio. Now, also this past week, I got a message on our Puddin Creek Rod Shop Facebook page from a lady who said that her and her husband had just started watching our videos a month or so back. And they said the night before they had stumbled on this video right here about our blue 1940 Mercury Coupe. And they said they were astonished to see this car because they knew who chopped the car. And the man's name who chopped it was Tommy Stedman. Now, Tommy really did some impressive work on this top chop. I mean, some really nice welding, some nice metal work and fitment, and a really trick set of hand-cranked rear quarter windows. Well, then they hit me with another surprise. They said Tommy still had pictures from the original top chop process and he'd be willing to share those with us. So here they are, and hopefully they'll help somebody who's getting ready to chop a 40 Merc. Well, we're getting close to the end of the video, and I promised you guys at the end of the video we'd do a complete unboxing of everything that Bill brought up from Georgia and donated to the shop. Now, he donated all this stuff. He just gave it to us for free. But those two big 1950s coffee signs, we had to lay out a little folding money for them. They wasn't free. Now, Bill did cut us in on the old buddy deal, which is much appreciated, but there was some folding money involved. Abrasives, we can always use those in a hot rod shop, especially good, old school, made in USA ones. You can't beat them. Well, that's our show for this week. We appreciate you guys coming back every Monday to check on what we're doing and follow along with the progress on the bad coupe. If you're mad at me about the whole Kirby Chrome story, I can't blame you one bit. Just leave it in the comments. It was an honest mistake, though. A huge thanks to Bill for bringing up all this stuff to donate to the shop and all the cool hot rod magazines. And to you guys, thank you for coming back and leaving comments and leaving likes. And as always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.